Today I am going to talk about a journal which talks about neutralizing antibodies can prevent reinfection. On the contrary, a news came recently from Hong Kong which says a 33-year-old man has been reinfected. So let's understand what the article says and what happened to the Hong Kong man. Hello, my dear friends. I am Poonam and you are watching Biology Explained. Before we start with the journal, let's have a quick look at the Indian scenario of COVID-19. The active cases seems to plateau. That is really a good news. But we should watch for some more time. The daily new death also seems to be decreasing. This is really encouraging. But let's follow the graph for some more days before we come to any conclusion. Now let's talk about the article. This article was posted on 14th of August and please remember this is not peer reviewed yet. But the study is very interesting and encouraging, so I thought I should talk about it. They studied the crew members of a fishing vessel. 122 people were in the boat and they were tested for presence of COVID-19 before the ship departed. Serological test to find the presence of neutralizing antibody was also done. But since everyone was negative, the ship was allowed to depart. However, 3 crew members were COVID-19 positive before and they have recovered. They had neutralizing antibodies within them before the departure. Now, what are neutralizing antibodies? Basically, we know that SARS-CoV-2 has spike protein and this spike protein binds to the ACE receptor of the human cell, thus infecting the cell. The neutralizing antibodies bind to these spike proteins of the virus, thus neutralizing the virus. As a result, the virus cannot infect the cell anymore. After the ship departed, there was an outbreak and with an attack rate of 85.2%, that is 104 people were infected with COVID-19. It is quite obvious that inside a confined environment, everyone is expected to expose to the virus. After 18 days, the ship came back and everyone was tested for COVID-19 and antibody test was also done. And it was found that the 3 crew members who had neutralizing antibodies from before did not have the infection. And this data was statistically significant. This made the authors suggest that the presence of neutralizing antibodies against SARS-CoV-2 gave protection to these members. This study seems to be very encouraging and it seems if neutralizing antibody is present against SARS-CoV-2 then reinfection is not possible. But we don't know when these crew members had the COVID-19 infection. We also don't know how long the neutralizing antibody stays in our body and gives us protection. But we should remember that apart from antibody, another line of defense is given by the T cells and the memory cells which give us long-term protection. If you want to know more about T cells, let me know in the comment. I will make a separate video on that. Now let's talk about the Hong Kong man who got reinfected. The 33-year-old man had COVID in late March. After that, recently he traveled to Europe and returned back to Hong Kong from Spain. He did not develop any symptoms, but it was found that he was infected with 2 different strains of SARS-CoV-2. This data suggests that reinfection is possible. Now, the first article which we talked before said that reinfection is not possible if neutralizing antibodies are there. And this data from the Hong Kong man says that reinfection is possible. So what shall we conclude from here? Firstly, rare events can occur which can be exception. That is, this reinfection can be a very rare event and this can be an exception of the rule. However, we need more studies to have a concrete conclusion. Secondly, we have to understand how long the neutralizing antibodies stay in our body, because once they wane off, maybe the virus can reinfect. But the infection was milder, indicating another line of defense is active, that is T cell immunity and the memory cells. So, what can we conclude from these two studies is that when neutralizing antibodies are there, reinfection is not possible. However, in rare case, if reinfection occurs, it seems to be milder or asymptomatic. However, we need to do lot more study before we can conclude anything strongly. That's it for today, guys. If you find this video informative, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe my channel for more such videos. Thank you.